This guy is fast. I mean really fast. We're talking Pirate Nadal fast, Lightning Monfils fast. Honestly, I'd love to see him go head-to-head with Carlos Alcaraz in a beep test. At just 25 years old, Alex de Minaur, or the Demon, as he likes to be called, is hitting his prime. A career-high ranking of world number 6, 3 Grand Slam quarterfinals last year alone. He's proven he belongs in the elite conversation. Got that Aussie grit and determination, mentored by none other than Leighton Hewitt, a player famous for his fiery and the ability to rattle opponents. But here's the twist. What if I told you that his greatest weapon, his blistering speed, might actually be the very thing holding him back? Could his lightning-fast movement be preventing him from taking that next step to Grand Slam glory? Let's dive into the fascinating paradox of Alex de Minaur. His court coverage is arguably the best on tour. He tracks down balls most players wouldn't dream of reaching, turning defense into offense in ways that leave opponents shaking their heads. Although the Demon is Aussie, he actually spent a lot of his early life in Spain. This is where he grafted his tennis fundamentals on the red clay surfaces in Spain. It is likely how he developed such great footwork. Clay is a surface that forces you to be very intentional with your movement. You have to anticipate, change directions without slipping. There's an added dimension of the drop shots too. It's a very tactical surface. Weirdly enough, he ended up with a very flat forehand technique. Most European players have the full Western or semi-Western grip to add more topspin to their forehands, but Demon seems to have kept the traditional Eastern grip. Being the fastest on the court doesn't just mean you can reach every ball, it can actually shape your style of play. And for de Minaur, it's turned him into one of the most defensive players on tour. Taking a look at Demon's last 52 weeks on return and serve, he wins 33% of first serve return points, close to 56% of second serve return points, has a breakpoint conversion of 45%. He's broken his opponents 31.6% of the time. These numbers don't just make him an elite returner, he's actually the best returner in the game. On his serve, he wins 73% of first serve points, 54.4% of second serve points, on average hits around 4.5 aces per match, and holds 81% of the time. Not bad figures at all. However, this actually ranks him as the 57th best server on tour statistically. The numbers don't lie, they show that Demon relies heavily on breaking. He uses his incredible hand-eye to get balls back, and from a neutral position he can apply pressure with his movement. Here's the issue, relying too much on speed often leads to a defensive mindset. De Minaur's game revolves around waiting for his opponents to miss, rather than dictating play himself. This style can work against lower-ranked players who aren't consistent enough to hit through him, but against the best players, it's a problem. Take a look at Grand Slam champions like Djokovic, Alcaraz and Sinner.
Crushing finish.
While they have incredible defense, they all attack when it matters most. The top players dictate the match. They don't wait for their opponent to miss. The Demon's kryptonite, top 10 players. Alex de Minaur's record against the elite is a stark contrast to his dominance over the rest of the field. He's gone 18 wins and 48 losses against players who were at the time of the match ranked in the top 10. Probably his most telling head-to-head records would be 0-9 against Sinner, 0-2 against Alcaraz, 0-2 against Djokovic. Sorry, but I'm not counting exhibition matches. 2-8 against Zverev, 3-7 against Medvedev, 1-11 against Tsitsipas. It's overwhelmingly one-sided, unfortunately. But it probably does show how good he is against anyone outside the top 10. He will have an unbelievable career, being a mid-track bully, beating anyone without the power to blow him out of the water, and he will win those very consistently. But for him to challenge for the biggest trophies, the jury is still out. Speed, ironically, can sometimes hold a player back. It becomes a crutch, allowing them to avoid taking risks and evolving other aspects of their game. For de Minaur, this reliance on speed has shaped his playing style into one that's primarily defensive. While his forehand and serve are reliable tools, they lack the explosiveness and precision needed to dominate against the top-tier players. Let's break this down. De Minaur's forehand, while consistent, doesn't generate the kind of spin or raw power we see from the game's heavy hitters like Alcaraz or Tsitsipas. His technique emphasizes compactness and control rather than a full, aggressive stroke. This limits his ability to dictate points, especially when he's looking to attack short balls or change the pace during a rally. Similarly, his serve doesn't provide him with enough free points. While his placement is solid, his motion and technique don't allow him to generate the speed or angles necessary to consistently trouble opponents. His entire career has been built around defending and extending rallies, which makes it difficult for him to switch into attack mode. Even when he recognizes opportunities to step in, his natural instincts and his technical limitations often leave him reverting to a safer, defensive shot. Contrast this with Rafael Nadal. Early in his career, Nadal relied heavily on his speed, much like de Minaur does now. But Nadal evolved. He developed a heavier, more aggressive forehand that could dominate rallies, a bigger serve to earn free points, and a willingness to step into the court and finish points at the net. These changes allowed him to compete at the highest level, even as his physical attributes started to wane. De Minaur hasn't shown the same evolution yet. His speed is his safety net, but at some point it might become his ceiling. If he wants to take the next step, he'll need to address these technical shortcomings and shift his mindset toward being the aggressor.
Playing such a defensive, high-energy style comes with costs. Physically, it's grueling. Covering so much ground over a 5-set match takes its toll, no matter how fit you are. And mentally, it's exhausting to always be on the back foot, reacting to your opponent's play instead of dictating the pace. And mentally, it's tough to always be reacting instead of acting. The top players have a psychological edge because they control the narrative of the match. At 25, de Minaur is in his prime. But the question is, has he already peaked? And regardless of his success on the court, he's absolutely doing well off it, recently becoming engaged to Katie Boulter, who is also making massive strides in her tennis career. He might have won the Grand Slam there off the court. So is Alex de Minaur's speed a blessing or a curse? It's what makes him one of the toughest players to beat, but it might also be what's holding him back from reaching the sport's pinnacle. To go deeper in slams and compete with the very best, he needs to evolve, be more aggressive, dictate points and add weapons to his arsenal. The Demon has the talent and the drive, but the question remains, can he take that next step? Or will his speed always be both his greatest strength and his Achilles heel? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Alex de Minaur can transform his game and win a Grand Slam? Or has he already hit his ceiling? Thanks for watching. Please like if you enjoyed the content and subscribe for more.